We'll start off with the first one, and then we're just going to kind of lightning around this. When several of us built homes in Sherman Oaks, the city mandated that we install concrete curbs and gutters, and we repave the streets. Why are you not making Buckley School do the same with the residents, or do the same what the residents were required to do? Why are you letting Buckley School off the hook?
Okay, on that particular, there's a lot of Buckley, and there's been a lot of Buckley water under the bridge, and a lot of you, or actually, let's be really clear, not all that many of you came to hearings, and I want to talk about that in a second. But on that particular issue of the Camino de la Cumbre improvements, I will tell you that just from a mathematical standpoint, most of the affected residents and neighborhoods did not favor those improvements. In fact, most folks favored the package that we did approve in the council. I know that there are differences in opinion. Those are honest differences in opinion. But we, you know, at the end of the day, I think the balance of public opinion was on the side of what we approved.
Okay. This is from Jerry Weinman, I believe. When so many Sherman Oaks homeowners are so displeased with the enlargement of Buckley School, why was this thing passed? It seems to me that you are for businesses and not Sherman Oaks homeowners. Do your children go to Buckley? I
actually think that this was a very good project for Sherman Oaks. I think it's very good for the San Fernando Valley to have a premier institution in it, and to have the institution continuing to invest in it and improve it. And I will tell you that I know there are strong views. I know there are very strong views of people in this room, and I understand that. But I think overall, in terms of what I heard from the community, I heard as many, if not more, voices in support than in opposition. So I just, you know, that's the way I see it. In any event, I would have supported the school. I have supported each and every school project in my district for the 7.5 years I've been in. They have rarely, if ever, been popular with their adjoining neighbors. But that is not the test for me when it comes to a school. The test is this school, is a good thing, it's a school. And I've always supported schools, and oftentimes that means that neighbors to schools have been disappointed in my decision. I ran on that platform, and I ran on that platform for re-election.
Okay, and there's a couple questions here. Have you received money for your upcoming campaign from the Buckley schools, and if so, how much?
Every contribution I've received for the upcoming election is on the city's website, and you're free to go and look at it as you see fit.
Yes or no? No evasion.
I don't know. Everything's on the website. I don't carry it in my brain. It's on the computer. You can go look it up.
We'll take that as a yes.
Okay. Again, folks, this is, just so you know, for those folks who don't come to our regular monthly meetings, I ask the questions, we write them down. You can filter it whatever way you want to, but out of respect for the speaker, I'm not, we have other questions that we have to ask as well. So he is here until, you know, he's here until all your questions are answered afterwards. So you can more than welcome to come up here and ask him afterwards as well. We have two questions regarding the old Baroni site. One is from Anita Geringer, and one is from Ellen Vukovic. And if you guys want to stand up so that way he knows who he's talking to, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to, you don't have to either. When will the property in the corner of Hazeltine and Ventura be built, i.e. the old Baroni site? And then the other question is, will you insist on the property owners of the former Baroni site restaurant location follow all the requirements under the requirements under the specific plan regarding maintaining the property? If not, will you have the city attorney enforce all applicable municipal codes?
By maintaining the property, does that question mean maintain the property before the development happens? Is that the
yes? That's the question. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to maintain the properties, and I don't know, Joan, if you've been doing anything specifically with respect to that, but absolutely, people have to maintain their property, whether the development project has gone forward or not.
And then the other
part, the status of the project, it's been in abeyance for a little while. Do you have a more specific update, Joan?
No, they postponed the project because of the market, and that's the bottom line.
Okay, so the answer way over there, for those of you who didn't hear Joan, was that they postponed the project because of the market. And then this is kind of a combination question of the Baroni site and the Buckley. This is from Dan Anderson. Regardless of what eventually will be going on at the old Baroni's lot, what will eventually be done now with the hectic intersection of Ventura Boulevard and Stansbury? How will the larger Buckley School affect it? Also, traffic down the alley behind Jinkies and Maxton's Drug has become a thoroughfare, dangerous and crowded for condo residents there.
Well, I'm not aware of anything specific with respect to the intersection, but who's the gentleman who asked the question? Before you go tonight, if you could connect with Joan, and we'll certainly see if there's something that DOT can do in terms of going out and examining that intersection. There's no current plan for it that I'm aware of, but if there are smart things that could be done, we'll look into them for it.
Okay, the next question is from Elke. The city bought, this was before you took office, the city bought the Deervale open space, and a developer has already cut off access to the north end side of it, where 2 homes are going to be built. And there is no direct access to the area that the city bought that is supposed to be open space. Do you have an opinion on that?
You know, the Deervale open space is not ringing a bell at this particular moment. Who's the man? We're healthy. Let's connect afterwards, and I'll get you some more details on that.
I have been emailing and faxing and.
Well, we'll do our best.
Okay, Heather Lowe. Is she still here? Nope. Okay, Heather's over here. When a palm reading sign was posted in the yard on Ventura Boulevard in Valley Vista, you had a meeting with Richard and Matt, saying you would help stop these signs from being allowed in the yards. That was years ago, and you have not acted on stopping these signs, which have created blight in the neighborhood. Why do you say you would address it and did nothing?
Well, the signs issue is horrible. I know the particular sign you're talking about. It's actually near the, you're talking about one that's near the median, right? We now have, in another part of my district, a new sign that went up at Highland and Beverly Boulevard. Same deal, palm reading sign, right there on the sidewalk, right at the, close to the sidewalk. It's vulgar. We have tried, as an office, to rewrite those sign laws, and the city attorney has advised us that for legal reasons, there's just a limit to what we can do, and we cannot make those signs disappear as a matter of law. If I could, I would. I mean, I'm on your side on this, and I agree with you. But we've just been told there's no legal basis, it's not legally permissible to eliminate them. And so that's the situation. We've tried.
Well, let me just follow that up with, you're running for city attorney.
It's hard to prevent people from putting signs with their names in front of people's houses.
Well, there's temporary signs and then there's permanent signs, but other cities seem to be able to do it. So as the proposed next city attorney, is this something that you feel comfortable enough that you will be able to find?
I'll certainly try. But we've run into some brick walls on this.
Okay. This next question is from Denise Wellang. I think I killed that last name.
Wellbank.
Thank you. The residents fronting the proposed Studio Oaks Park have many concerns over the decisions being made without our input or any information regarding meetings being disseminated to us, i.e. cost, maintenance, design, foliage, etc. How can you break ground next year without our input?
Jeff Burke's still here? You're Mr. Input. Jeff has been involved, Matt's been involved. We've had a community process. And I think all of us, do you want to address that? I mean, we want a community process here.
We're trying to remain as transparent as possible. At this point,